everybody, this is Hannah Fletcher. Welcome back to MUSE TV. I am speaking with Sadie and with Lisandro from Eureka. I just want to say thank you so much for speaking with us. I'm very excited to have a conversation with you guys. I'd love if you would both just introduce yourselves. If we want to start, we'll have Lisandro start and then we'll have Sadie, but just introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about this project, your involvement in it, and obviously what it is that drew you to this project in the first place and why it's so important to you.
Hello. I'm Lisandro. I'm from Argentina, South America. I'm a filmmaker, and I was curious to once I was doing a fellowship in US. It takes for a year or something. I started thinking about the idea to shoot part of my next project movie in South Dakota, and I started to do some research. It took like 4 or 5 years for me traveling in different times there until we get more or less set up for the shooting, and we start organizing different castings around the area. And Sadie surprisingly just show up, and it was everything good for the movie.
And same for you, Sadie.
Oh, hi, my name is Sadie. I'm currently home in South Dakota as we're doing this. And what really drew me to the film was, I want to say, because it was set in Pine Ridge. Everyone here in the US knows that it's not often we film on an actual reservation with actual native actors. So, and of course, when I met Lisandro and then for the project, I was like, yeah, sign me up. I want to do this.
That's incredible. Lisandro, what is it about this project? Like, where, I know you mentioned about how you were studying and then obviously, you know, coming over here, but what is it about this particular project that was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to embark on. This is the story that I want to tell. What is it? What was that moment for you when you realized, like, this is what I want to gear some of my career towards, and obviously, and film and shoot?
Well, actually, I have been working before with different people who lives out of the main cities. So I like to travel and put my body in different places. And I'm used to work with people who doesn't have any special kind of relationship with the film industry. So for me, it's a great opportunity to meet new people and places and try to understand how it's living in other places that I obviously don't know, and start some kind of a relationship, a trust circle between me, the project, and the ones who really want to share their experience about being there and just expressing how it might be to be part of that region somehow. And for me, it's really, it's more entertainment. It's more useful as a human being to meet people that I don't see often, that probably they don't have same opportunities that any other people from other region has. So for me, it was a great experience and chance. I never imagined a guy like me from South America was ending up just doing a film in English. And we shot in Spain, in Portugal, in Mexico, and then in US. So it was a great long journey for me. It took from when I started thinking in the project for 10 years. So imagine that, yeah, it took a lot of time.
10 years, that's incredible. I'm always fascinated. I was actually asking Sadie before we were starting to film. I was like, what did your timeline look like, even as an actor, from point A to point B? And then to hear that this project took up about 10 years, that's incredible, though. And I love that obviously it's evidently a passion project of yours, and to see it be able to come to life, I think that that's incredible. So good on you. I really think that's very admirable. Sadie, I'm curious to know, so obviously, like you mentioned, and like Lisandro mentioned as well, you kind of have like what they say in football, home field advantage, right? Because you're filming right where you are, where you live. What did it feel like kind of developing your character? What did your process look like? But then also, like, was there a big difference in your character versus who you are and what you've experienced with being on the reservation? Or like, talk to me all about kind of how you brought any personal experience into this character, and then also what it was like having that home field advantage and filming exactly where you already are.
I know the character was originally written for somebody else, but when Lisandro passed it on to me,
Mhm.
I feel like that was about 80% of me as this character. Because I still do live on my reservation. I know what it feels like
Mhm.
to, you know, not have all the opportunities in the world.
I love
And
that you're, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't-
sorry, you can go ahead.
You're fine. No, and I'll pass it back to you, but I love that you obviously had the ability to, you know, kind of extrapolate and recognize like, oh, these are the similarities, but then this is obviously where I get to kind of tap in and play. And that's always fun from an actor's perspective and from just from an acting standpoint in general. But go ahead, you could finish off your answer. I didn't want to cut you off there.
Oh, no worries. But also when it got to the actual job of working, Lisandro kind of gave me the ability to, you know, just put my own words out there into the scene. Because I remember when we were going over the script and the scenes, he was like, we want to kind of form this to you. He doesn't want word for word, because I know Lisandro talks about how he isn't from the US. He was only on the reservation a few times. That's why I love that he allowed my character to kind of, you know, just kind of check it out day to day, scene to scene as we went on.
I love that. That's a really good collaborative effort too. I love to see that from the creative's point of view as well, because I think that that's super important. I mean, scripts are obviously very necessary and important as well. And I know that certain filmmakers have certain approaches and I respect all of it, but I do love it when you get to have that personal touch in there and to really just kind of like really make it your own. And I love that you provided Sadie with the space to be able to do that. That's really awesome. Talk to me about have you guys have some really great reviews. I mean, when I was watching the trailer, you've got Rolling Stone giving their 2 cents on this whole project and so many other wonderful publications, and everybody's really ranting and raving. What has it been like starting to get these reviews to come back in, and what are you both hoping that the audiences really connect to and take away after they see this film? And I'll pose that question to Lisandro first, and then we'll go to Sadie.
Before I just go to that, I just want to mention that she's right, Sadie's right. It was supposed that her role was the play by Benicio del Toro. You can see how
Okay.
far I can travel, you know, at the beginning. But then we wait for him somehow for a lot of time, and suddenly for different things on his in his agenda, he couldn't make it. But I think he was trying to push me a little bit more than I was pushed before in this film, and he tried to just push me in the direction that I should try to find a better real human being in order to play that one. And I really appreciate that, because just for him advice somehow, or talking, I just go and find Sadie, and I think it worked much more better than Benicio, which I love. But but I'm super happy about that, and I just want to mention that because I think she's Sadie. She did a lot of. We have a lot of different trouble. I mean, weathers and storms, and it
I'm
was
sure.
really cold for me. You know, I'm not used to that kind of
No, you're not. I guess you're not. I didn't think about that.
temperature.
Yeah.
So we were shooting out at night, like 14 hours a day. But we just keep going in the sense that we really trust in what we were doing, and I'm extremely honored to have Sadie and all the people who support by participating in this film. So how, second question, how do I take the press um, on this film? Well, I really appreciate the good and the really good and the really bad ones, because I can learn from both of them. You know, sometimes I know that my kind of films, the films that we do, it takes some time, you know, in order to process the information and do some connections. And it's a complex film. It's not an easy film. I mean,
Right.
it's not a really easy narrative film that you just go and do like this after the film. It's not going to be like
Right.
that. So it's something to process, and it takes times. And I really appreciate that people take the times to do connections by their own, and have there's not certain an absolute conclusions on the film. You have to make it by your own. That's it. I think it's more like my life. I had to do a lot of work in order to keep doing things, and processing information. So I think I really appreciate, and I'm super. We have been traveling to the Cannes Film Festival with Sadie and other people from Brazil who shows up also playing characters in the film. We have been sharing tables with Chiara Mastroviani and Viggo Mortensen and traveling in different places during the last, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 years. So I'm glad that the film keeps showing to different audiences, and especially because I personally, I think I just made this film in order to show this picture in US, not in Europe, not in South America. I mean, and obviously there's a lot of connections with my kind of place, but I think it's just based in and focused in the essence of the film is in South Dakota.
I love that. Beautiful answer. Thank you so much for expounding on that, and also for that compliment at the beginning there for Sadie. That's so sweet. I love the connection that you two share. And Sadie, I'll pose the same question to you. What has it been like, obviously, seeing that people are starting to really see and receive this film? What are you hoping that they connect with and walk away talking about? Talk to me all about that.
When it comes deep to, I know when my friends and family ask me, they're like, what's the film about? What should we expect? And I just tell them that it's, I don't quite know what to say when it comes to this film. But I do want to say it is one of those films where you just have to sit and just really watch, get your popcorn out. Like, don't come to the theater expecting to be jumping out of your seat for every scene. But I do appreciate the art and the time that Lisandro did put into this film. And I do hope that everyone comes out to the theater and watches it here.
I love that. Well, I just want to say thank you both so much for working so hard on this project. Again, seeing the connection that you two share and how you both speak of one another is beautiful. I love to see it in this industry. I just love it. But thank you so much for speaking with me. And thank you so much for making this project and for dedicating 10 years of your life. You're awesome for doing that. That's incredible. And I'm so excited, and I wish you guys nothing but the best as this film continues to be shown to audiences and as it continues to hopefully start a lot of conversations and just continue to do so great. And I just want to say thank you again for your time.
No, thanks for your time, and it's a pleasure to share this time together with Sadie and with you and with the possible audience all over. So thanks, and see you around. Enjoy the film.
Thank you.
Ciao.